Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's story. The title of our story is I Had a Long Day Today. This story is about a busy day full of small moments, waking up early, going to work, meeting people, and coming home tired but happy. Sometimes, our days feel long because we do so many things, but even when we are tired, we can still find beauty and meaning in every moment. In this story, you will hear about a normal day that teaches us something important: how to stay calm, thankful, and positive, even when life feels busy. It's a simple story with an important message. Every long day has something good in it. So, sit back, relax, and listen carefully. Let's enjoy the story together. I had a long day today. I had a long day today. From the moment I woke up in the morning until I went to bed at night, so many things happened. It was not a bad day, but it was full of activities, thoughts, and feelings. I felt tired, but also happy because I did many things that mattered to me. My alarm rang at 6 a.m. I opened my eyes slowly. I was still sleepy, but I knew I had to get up. The sun was already shining through the window, and I could hear birds singing outside. I took a deep breath and said to myself, "Let's start the day." I got out of bed and went to the bathroom. I washed my face with cold water to wake myself up. Then I brushed my teeth carefully and smiled at myself in the mirror. I looked a little sleepy, but that was okay. Everyone looks that way in the morning. After washing up, I went to the kitchen to make breakfast. I decided to eat something simple: a piece of bread with butter, one boiled egg, and a cup of warm milk. While I was eating, I checked my phone to read some messages and emails. There were many things waiting for me to do today. I could already feel that it was going to be a long day. I quickly changed into clean clothes and got ready to go out. I packed my bag, put on my shoes, and took a quick look around my room to make sure everything was in order. Then I locked the door and left the house. The street outside was already full of people. Some were walking quickly to work. Others were waiting for buses, and students were heading to school. I walked to the bus stop and waited. The air was warm, and I could smell coffee from a small shop nearby. I wanted to buy one, but the bus came just in time, so I got on. The bus was crowded, and I had to stand for a while. I held onto the pole and looked out the window. The city was alive. Cars, bikes, people, sounds, and colors everywhere. I thought about all the things I needed to do today. My mind was already busy. After about 30 minutes, I arrived at my stop. I got off the bus and walked toward my workplace. On the way, I saw a woman selling flowers by the street. The flowers looked so beautiful: red roses, yellow daisies, and white lilies. I stopped for a second to admire them. The woman smiled at me, and I smiled back. That small moment made me feel peaceful. When I arrived at work, I greeted my coworkers. Everyone was already busy at their desks. I turned on my computer and started my work. There were many emails to reply to, reports to finish, and meetings to attend. It was only 9 a.m., but it felt like I had already done a lot. At 10:30, we had a short meeting to discuss our new project. Everyone shared their ideas, and I gave mine too. It was a good meeting, but it took more time than I expected. By the time we finished, I was already hungry. At noon, I went to lunch with a friend from work. We went to a small restaurant nearby. I ordered rice with chicken and vegetables. It was delicious, and it gave me new energy. We talked about work, life, and weekend plans. It felt good to relax for a moment before going back to the office. The afternoon was even busier than the morning. I had to finish a report before 4 p.m. and check some documents for my boss. I worked hard, typing and reading carefully. My eyes started to feel tired from looking at the screen too long, so I stood up and stretched a little. Around 3:30 p.m., I made myself a cup of coffee. The warm smell of coffee helped me feel awake again. I took small sips while continuing to work. Finally, after an hour, I finished my report. I felt proud of myself. It wasn't perfect, but I did my best. At 5 p.m., my workday ended. Everyone started packing up to go home. Some of my coworkers said goodbye and smiled. I waved at them and wished them a nice evening. I turned off my computer, cleaned my desk, and left the office. When I stepped outside, the sky was turning orange and pink. The sunset looked beautiful. I stood there for a moment just to enjoy it. The air was cooler now, and I could feel a gentle breeze on my face. I decided to walk a bit instead of taking the bus right away. I walked past small shops, food stalls, and people heading home. I could smell grilled food and see lights turning on in the streets. The city looked alive, but also peaceful at the same time. After walking for a while, I bought a small snack, a piece of cake, and a bottle of juice. I sat on a bench nearby and enjoyed it slowly. I thought about my day so far. I had worked hard, talked with people, and learned new things. I felt thankful even though I was tired. When I got home, it was already dark. I took off my shoes, put down my bag, and went straight to the bathroom to take a shower. The warm water felt so good. It washed away all the tiredness of the day. I closed my eyes and just relaxed. After my shower, I put on my soft pajamas and went to the kitchen to make a light dinner. I cooked some noodles with vegetables and had a cup of tea. It was a simple meal, but it tasted good. Sometimes the simplest food is the best when you're tired. Then, I sat down on the sofa and turned on some soft music. I didn't want to watch TV. I just wanted to rest quietly. I thought about all the small things that happened today, the people I met, the words I said, and the things I finished. I realized that even a long, tiring day could be meaningful. As I sat there, I began to think about what this long day taught me. Every day is full of lessons if we pay attention. Today, I learned that even when life feels busy, it's important to stop for a moment and breathe. It's important to smile at strangers, help others, and be kind to ourselves. I also learned that we don't have to do everything perfectly. What matters is that we try our best. Some tasks were hard today, but I didn't give up. That made me proud. Sometimes, I wish the day could be easier. But then I realized that hard days make me stronger. Without busy days, I wouldn't appreciate quiet evenings. Without tiredness, I wouldn't value rest. Life is a balance, and today reminded me of that. It was almost 10 p.m. I brushed my teeth, washed my face again, and got into bed. My body felt heavy, but my heart felt light. I took a deep breath and smiled to myself. I picked up my notebook and wrote a few lines. Today was a long day. I worked hard, felt tired, but I learned and grew. I am thankful for this day and ready to rest. Tomorrow will be another chance to do better. Writing those words made me feel calm. I turned off the light and lay down. Outside, I could hear soft night sounds, maybe a car passing by or a dog barking in the distance. Slowly, my eyes began to close. Before falling asleep, I said softly, "Good night, world. Thank you for this long, full day." Sometimes, when we say, "I had a long day," we mean we are tired, but a long day can also mean a meaningful day. It means we were alive, active, and engaged in the world. We saw, heard, felt, and learned something new. My long day today wasn't perfect, but it was real. I laughed, worked, got frustrated, smiled again, and finally found peace before bedtime. That's what life is. A mix of moments, big and small. Every long day teaches me something about patience and gratitude. It teaches me to keep going even when I feel tired, and to rest when I need to. It shows me how strong I can be, and how simple joys, like sunshine, a kind word, or a quiet evening, can make everything better. As I think back, I realize that every long day brings me closer to my dreams. Each task I finish, each problem I solve, and each step I take is part of a bigger journey. Sometimes, I feel like I'm not moving fast enough, but then I remind myself that progress takes time. Today, even though it was long, I made progress. I became a little wiser, a little more patient, and a little more grateful. I think that's the best kind of day, not just full of work, but full of growth. Tomorrow will come soon. I don't know what it will bring, but I hope it will be another full day. Maybe not as long as today, but still meaningful. I want to wake up again, smile, and start another day with hope and energy. Even if it becomes another long day, I will face it with courage and kindness, because now I know every long day has its own beauty, and every tired evening leads to a peaceful night. So yes, I had a long day today, but I am thankful for every moment of it. Thank you so much for listening to today's story. I had a long day today. I hope you enjoyed it and felt connected to the moments in the story. The busy morning, the hard work, and the quiet evening full of peace. We all have long days sometimes, but every long day reminds us to be patient, strong, and thankful for simple things in life. I'm truly happy that you spent your time listening and learning English with me today. Every time you listen, your English improves a little more, and your heart grows a little stronger. If you liked this story, please share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and keep practicing every day. Thank you again for being here. Take care, stay positive, and see you in the next story.